Hi there, I am Kristen Slifko. I'm your child's ninth grade literature and freshman seminar class teacher. Up in the left-hand corner is my contact information. Please feel free to get a hold of me at any time if you need anything. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I usually am pretty responsive and try to answer emails within the hour. It just honestly depends on when you email me. But if you ever need to talk about anything, my Google Voice number is there as well. A little bit about me. This is my first year at Marietta High School. I spent the last 5 years at Marietta Sixth Grade Academy. So it's been really awesome seeing some of my old former students, and I've actually had the pleasure of having some of my students again in sixth grade and ninth grade. So I don't know if they feel that way, but it's been really awesome watching them grow up and become the mature young men and women that they are today. So it's been really neat. I also just had a baby, July 16th, a little boy named Bennett who completes our family. I also have a 2-year-old little girl named Sophie. So I'm sure if you're around, you'll hear some stories about the two of them, as they often come up in examples and conversation all the time. So my schedule, so I have the distinct honor of seeing your children both A and B days. Again, I don't know if they feel that way, but it's actually a really awesome setup. So I have ninth grade literature and on A days and freshman seminar on B days. Now, it doesn't have to be always so black and white as ninth grade literature is on A days and freshman seminar is on B days. Sometimes they bleed over into each other, which is totally fine because it gives us more opportunity to just cover more things, and it's not as strict of a schedule. So first, second, and third block every day are the same, and then my fourth block is always my planning. So in ninth grade lit, we are covering literary analysis and arguments. We're going over a lot of reading techniques and reading comprehension. We do some independent reading. The children will also do some work on Reading Plus, which if you've been in the system, they did a lot of work with that in middle school. We also do a lot of writing in this class, all different types. So they will hopefully be proficient writers by the time they leave my class. And then we also are on the MYP Global Context Scale. So some of the assignments that your children have will be graded on MYP criterion. And what will happen is we will evaluate them for the 4 objectives, sometimes only 2, and then it'll get converted into a grade that will be put in the grade book. So I will have more information about that as the year goes on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. In both classes, summative is 60%, which means tests, essays, and quizzes, and formative is 40, which is daily work and other like smaller assignments as well. Down in the bottom, you'll see the grading codes and Aspen. So if you see an E ever in your child's grade book, that means they're exempt from the assignment and there was no weight calculated on their total. M is missing, which means that they have not turned in the assignment and it actually calculates as a 0. So those are the ones we always want to look out for. There should be no more pendings, but you may have seen those last year. Pending just means it's missing, but there's no grade penalty. And there's also a work in progress, which is when the work is being submitted, but it just hasn't been, or excuse me, it's being submitted, but it just hasn't been graded yet. So your children have the distinct advantage, I think, of being in this class this year, because not only do they earn 2 credits, 1 for ninth grade literature and 1 for freshman seminar, but they really get a chance to gain some valuable real world skills in this freshman seminar class. It's not just read this book, write this paper. It's really going to help them as they go along. One of the things we're going to cover is study skills, how to study, how to take notes. These things are going to be valuable for, the rest of their time in high school and beyond. Even if they don't go into college, we want to definitely go into career and college readiness, writing proper emails, resume writing, just things that are really going to help them when they go to get their first job or when they are applying for, anything after high school or even in high school. We also have a chance to do a little more extensive help with reading and writing. So any of the skills that they may be lacking on or don't feel more comfortable with, I get to help them with, and that's why I see them every day. So it's really helpful for them and for me, I think, because I can really pinpoint what they need and make sure that they get, you know, the best help possible. We're also going to be doing Reading Plus, like I mentioned. This is just a reading enhancement program. So if you're not familiar with Reading Plus, I invite you to go on your child's account and kind of just browse around. It tailors the program directly to them. So they get a chance to work on reading comprehension and a couple of other valuable skills that will help them within this class and then also with other classes as well. So last year in the middle school, the kids did it a lot more than we will in this class, but we will do it about 2 days a week during class. And then once we get back into school, hopefully it'll be their first 15, 20 minutes every day that they come into my classroom. Just as ninth grade lit, syllabus is the same. Tests, essays, all those fun things are 60% of the grade. And then daily work and quizzes are 40% of the grade. Same grade codes as an Aspen as ninth grade literature as well. So on my Schoology page, I wanted to explain a little bit about what you will find. I tried to make it very user-friendly for both you and your children. If you can see my screen right here, it shows 3 Zoom links. Your child's Schoology will only show one Zoom link. It'll show the Zoom link that they're in. And that is a direct access link. So all they have to do is click it and it'll take them right to Zoom. Underneath that is my office hours. My office hours are from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning and 2 to 4:30 p.m. Now these office hours are only for students, so they can come in and get on the Zoom and ask any questions that they may need. However, if you all want to get a hold of me, please email me, send me a message in Google Voice, and we will set up a time to meet. Underneath that, I put the technology help and request information. So if you do not have a working computer or hotspot, this is where you can get that computer or hotspot from the district. There's the email or phone number that you can contact. This also works for if your Chromebook or hotspot is not working, they can help you get everything fixed. So underneath that is the Reading Plus login. So what I have done is that link directly will take you to the student's login. The class code is there and their username and password is both their lunch number. So it should be a pretty easy log on for them. And if you have any questions about any of this, like I said, please let me know. Underneath that is where I will start my units. You can see on there, it says Unit 1. That is the current unit we are on now. If you're not familiar with the app of Remind, it's a really great app. I use it with all 3 of my classes. So this is a great way to get a hold of students in case something isn't working in Schoology or Zoom isn't working. I know I messaged all of them the other day when there's that Zoom outage, but really what I try and do is every day that I assign something, I always try and send out a reminder in Remind so that they have that extra reminder of, oh, I need to get this done for Miss Slifko's class. Parents are absolutely welcome to join, so you'll always know what homework your kids have. I try to send you all an email every week at the end to tell you what is due, but this is a great way to daily know what's going on. So to join Remind, you need to download the app. It's both on Android and Apple. And you can do it 2 ways. You can either text 81010 to, or excuse me, you can send a text to 81010, or you can go into the app and enter a class code. Now, after the @ sign is the class code. So it says 1ABFR. That would be the class code for the first class that I have, 1AB. Class 2AB, if your child's in that class, the class code would be 2ABFR. And class 3 class code is the 3ABFR. So this is a great way, like I said, to keep updated on what your child's homework is and any other announcements that you may need. I just ask that if you do join Remind, please put that you are a parent so that I know who I'm talking to and whose child that you are. Or excuse me, whose parent that you are, not whose child that you are. So more in depth into my Schoology, when you open the unit folder, there will be lessons, and every lesson will have a date. So that will be what we're covering for those days. Sometimes it's just one day, sometimes it's multiple days. Usually it's a couple days that we spend on each lesson. So at the top, there's usually going to be some sort of warm up. Sometimes it'll be a Mentimeter link, which just takes them to a question that they can type a small response to. This one has technically a quiz. I say that in quotes because it's not graded. It's just a way for me to give them a couple questions to answer, and I can look at their answers quickly and we can go over them. So for example, your children just took a quiz on run-on sentences and fragments. And so for the last 2 weeks, we've been doing warm-ups on run-on sentences and fragments. So underneath that, it'll talk about what we're learning. There will always be some sort of resources in there, and all the assignments that we do during class and after class. And then if you go into any of those folders, it'll talk about what they need for those assignments and what they need to do. So if you look at the screen and it looks like there's a little pencil, that means that's an assignment that they need to complete. Any page that just has a little picture in the bottom, that is just sort of information. It can be links, it can be pictures, whatever they need to complete that assignment. And then, as I said before, the little green puzzle piece usually means a quiz. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to a fabulous year. I tell your kids all the time that, you know, obviously this isn't how we wanted to start the year, but you know, there's no difference in anything but the platform that I'm teaching on. So if you ever need anything, if they ever need anything, I'm always here. Please, please let me know. That's why I'm here and I do what I do. So I'm looking forward to a great year, and thank you so much. If you could take a few minutes and use this QR code to fill out a survey for me, so it tells me what information you need from me for the year. If you've never used a QR code before, if you are on a Apple phone, you can just open your camera and show it at the QR screen, and it should take you right to the link. Again, if you need anything, please let me know. I'm going to keep repeating that because I'm always here, and we are always here to help you or your children. And we are so excited that you are part of the family here at MHS. So thank you for coming. I hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and we will see you soon.